What is up, everybody? It is Alex from Heaven, New York, calling from Zoom again. And on Zoom, we got Nordjevel. Thank you so much for being here today. It's great to have you all here.
Thank you. Thank you, same. I appreciate it.
Anytime, anytime. It's so amazing to have you here. The new album, Gnavhòl, is absolutely beautiful and absolutely just breathtaking and really just embodies darkness in its purest form. What I want to know is, was there maybe like a preconceived idea of what you wanted Gnavhòl to sound like, or was there like a lot of experimentation involved with the making of the album?
You know, me and Christian, that's all know. When we're making music, we're entering studio, and it's a lot of the stuff we're doing. It's like there and then. We don't like to do too much on beforehand. We go into studio and we just start jamming out riffs, and a lot of stuff we're doing is just there and then. We just like to make everything in not doing too much on beforehand. We're just putting a lot of the stuff. We're going studio and we're just making a lot of stuff, and we just I go from there. It's a lot of it is just kind of what you feel there and then kind of thing.
Hmm.
Ish, you know.
Is it fair to say that with every song you in a way try to capture a moment that you were feeling at that particular time?
Yeah, we do. We're sitting in the studio. I'm sitting with the guitar, and he's next to me, and we just start jamming out riffs, and we just build it from there. What do you feel there and then? And we just make stuff out of in studio, you know.
Hmm. I'm really glad that you mentioned that too, because sometimes you're working on a song or an album, for days or weeks or months. Do you find it maybe like the longer you work on something, the harder it is to kind of like maintain that moment or maintain the emotion that sparked it?
Yeah, you can get catched up in being like thinking too much. In Nordjevel, we don't like to think too much. We just want to do it there and then. We just put it out. How do we feel now? And I just make some riffs, and he's like, "Yeah, that's fucking cool." And they're like, "Okay, let's build it from there." And sometimes we even have like a drum track, like asking Dominator, like, "Send us some drums." And he just records something, and we're like, okay, let's just start from there. Like, okay, what do you feel now? And I make some riffs, and that's tell me like, okay, that's really cool. Let's go from there, and we just yeah, yeah, it's kind of in the moment. Um, every album with Nordjevel is like kind of in the moment. What do you feel now? Okay, I'm playing this riff. Okay, he's like, yeah, that's cool, and let's build it from there. And it's like, yeah, it's very much in the moment with the music making of Nordjevel. Yeah, it's very much in the moment, and that's I think also that's why none of the albums sounding the same, because we're just doing what we feel there and then.
You
Kind of, if you understand what I'm talking about.
100%. I'm so glad you mentioned that because when I listened to Nordevil, whether it would be the self-titled album or Necrogenesis or this new album, you could tell if you were to listen to 30 seconds of a song what would be off of each album in a way. And do you almost and with every album, does it always come from within? Or is there any external sources of inspiration in a way? Because I noticed with black metal, there are concepts and in art or literature that's explored. You see how Satyricon was very inspired by Edvard Munch. You see how
Yeah.
Behemoth takes inspiration from their sources. Is there external sources of inspiration, or does it all come from within?
I mean, yeah, let's. That's something I'll have to talk a little bit about that, because he's having all the lyrical ideas. But for me, it's there and then what I feel and what's from within. But yeah, let's. You can answer that.
Yeah, especially for me, it all comes from within. Of course, you are inspired. You have grown up with what you have listened to, and it somehow shapes you. But when we write, I don't really have external inspiration. It is in the moment, and it's a little bit what feels right. That this gives me something. This riff gives me something. it's just there in the moment, and that is also a little bit the thing that I want to do with this band, is to always keep it spontaneous where we are in our moment as a band, and not to start to write, to rewrite in 6 months. Then we are probably not on the same place. And it's capturing where the band is at that moment when the music is written.
Hmm. And when you were to, if you were to play this music live, or play it again, does it almost kind of put you back in that moment in a way?
Yeah, especially for me, it does.
Mm. Um, and in order to like sort of trigger that emotion, to get that inspiration and that drive to capture that moment, do you all have to kind of be in a specific place at a certain time, or does the mood to create just strike when you least expect it?
No, I mean, it's just, as he says, it's all about there and then. What do you feel now? When I pick up my guitar, okay, what do you want to play now? What do you feel? What do you create now? That's kind of the essence of what we're doing on each album. It's like, okay, now I'm sitting with the guitar and he's sitting next to me and telling me like, okay, I was like, okay, this is what I want to play now. And he was like, okay, this is fucking cool. And then we agree on, okay, this is a fucking cool point of entry into a new song. And then it's like, okay, let's just do this shit. It's like when you're sitting home jamming. That's what we're doing in studio. It's like not not having too much time sitting at home, because when I'm sitting home creating songs, I kind of intend to be too like, okay, thinking too much. In this band, it's like, don't think too much, and he's, because I'm really like this, I'm thinking too much when I'm doing stuff, and he's like, no, stop it, just do it. And we're like, okay, this is a cool riff, even if you don't feel too comfortable with it, it's like, okay, this can be something cool. It's just like doing it in the moment is kind of the key word when we're creating music. It's just like, okay, now we're sitting here, now we're in studio, just okay, and okay, this is cool, let's build on that, and just don't think, just do it, just put your soul out in the instrument, kind of thing, and just build it from there, and like, okay, this is what we feel now. Sometimes we're really frustrated and have a lot of problems, and like, okay, just build it from there, and like, okay, this is what we feel today. This is a Tuesday. This is what I feel today, and tomorrow it's gonna be this song. I mean, it's hard to explain because we're just doing it in the moment. In the moment is the keyword here.
Well, I think that makes you unique in the band of black, in the vein of black metal, because
I
black.
like you saying that, because yeah, I think so too. Sorry.
Yeah, no, thank you. Well, no, you do, because black metal either has, it demonstrates a post-apoc or an apocalyptic vision of what is to come, or demonstrating the darkness of man in the past. But I feel like
Yeah.
this black metal is really all about darkness in the present, and
Yeah.
so I think that's what makes Nordjevel really just unique as a black metal band, because I think some people want to say that black metal, there's different genres of it: suicidal black metal, symphonic, black and doom, whatever. I call you guys present black metal of the now.
Yes, that's really a great way to describe it, because every day you wake up and you have a certain feeling, you have a certain thought pattern of this day, and that's kind of what we try to achieve with the music. Like, okay, this day I feel like this, and you create it out of, nature is special. It's like every day is a different kind of feeling, and that's what we try to catch with this band. They wake up and, okay, today I'm gonna make this riff, and we're gonna build it from there, and just, okay, in this moment we're gonna catch this kind of feeling, and that's what we kind of build our musical structure out of it. And kind of, if you know what I mean.
Definitely. Has
And
could the music always be open to interpretation, or is there like, maybe for lack of better words, a meaning or a message that you kind of want the listener to sort of see things from your point of view, or feel a similar emotion that you were feeling?
I think it's more about what we feel. I mean, if you like what we're doing, cool. But if you don't like it, that's okay. It you know, being a musician is kind of very selfish because I mean, I love when people actually like our music, but to be honest, it's not about that. It's all about what we feel and what we want to do, and we're doing that. And if you like it, we love it. But if you don't like it, okay, you don't. It's all about us, to be honest. Not to being an asshole, but it's all about what we feel and what we need to do. And it's like a picture. When you see a beautiful painting, it's like, okay, do you like what you see or you don't? It's all about what we feel.
And you know,
It is actually.
I don't think that makes you an asshole at all because it is a form of self-expression. We are digesting your self-expression. But being
That's
that,
art, you know.
but what I want to know is because this music is so much about yourself. Having the names of Destructor and Dominator and going by these aliases, do you almost feel like that there is an element outside of yourself that you're also portraying? Do you almost feel that maybe within Nordjevel you are expressing something that maybe you aren't in your normal everyday life?
Yeah, you can
I,
answer it.
I can say for myself, of course, through the music and through the lyrics and through the band, you take on this mask that you want to portray things through, but in the end, everything comes from personal experiences, a personal life, and also to live in the world, because my frustration doesn't come actually from music. It comes from society, humanity, religion,
Yes.
everything. And of course, in the end, it's very easy to it becomes personal. This is my uh, frustration, my anger, my hatred to what bothers me every day that makes me want to express it a certain way. So for me, it's personal.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. Very personal. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've as somebody who I've interviewed Necro Butcher, and like I've interviewed a lot of musicians who go by that name, whether it would be in Mayhem or Emperor or even Life Lover,
Wow.
and I've always wondered what it is about this genre that where there's always an alias involved. Does it almost feel like that adds a layer of mystery to the music as well?
Uh, for me, it's what you said. It's about the mystery. I've always, when I also hear black metal myself, I'm not really interested in knowing who the person behind everything is. What I like the most is when you see a character on stage, they play their music, they portray how they feel, and yeah, that adds a bit mystery. But also for me, it my name also means something to me. In a way, it will be like maybe Dutch Admiral is the guy or the person I want to be every day of my life, but I cannot be it because if he would be present, I would be in jail or dead. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
But it's what you want to be, but because of society, you cannot be that person.
It is your soul, you know.
Yeah.
The alliances, the Destructor, the Dutch Animal, and Dominator. All it's actually a part of our soul. It's actually who we are.
Yeah.
But as he says, in this
We're not allowed to be
society,
them.
you have to uphold a certain.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you gonna say? A certain. Yeah, you have to be.
Actually, what it means is that we're not allowed to be those.
No, yeah,
we
in a
want.
way, yeah. But this alliances is actually who we are.
Yeah.
100%. One of my favorite musicians in the genre, Kim Carlson, he sings for Life Lover, but he also sings for Hypothermia and a lot of other bands. But his stage name was just two parentheses, and I was wondering, like, there really is like such mystery, and it almost seems like there's a limit. One minute I'm hearing the name Necro Butcher and Isan, and then the next minute I'm hearing terms like 1853 or an Autumn for Crippled Children. It's just MXM. It seems like there's so much many different ways to approach it. But with having frustrations with society and the world around you, it makes for great subject matter. And clearly, Nordjevel is cathartic. But does that also maybe make the songwriting process also rather self-destructive or deteriorating as well?
I mean, of course, I mean, everything in society that bothers you comes back in. I mean, all the frustration. I mean, I'm thinking like you need to be a little frustrated to make really good metal, I think. I mean, all the things I struggle with, it also makes all the music worth it, you know. I mean, there's a lot of shit going. I mean, if I had too good a life, I wouldn't write this music. I'm thinking like I can't kind of I'm thinking like I need to be in a frustrating kind of way to make this music. I mean, because if you're feeling too great, you won't make this fucking music, you know? It's like, in a certain way, you need to feel a little frustrated to make this kind of music. I think so anyway. I mean, I always, yeah, I have a lot of issues with society. I'm not even gonna mention a lot of it here, you know. But I mean, I need to be in pain kind of to make this music, because if I'm too comfortable, I don't think I would make these riffs, because I'm an angry person. I'm not like walking around being an asshole or anything like that. I'm a happy guy, but you need to be in touch with the angry shadow of yourself to actually create this kind of music. And I think a lot of the riffs I'm making is like, I need to feel like I'm strangling somebody. I don't want to do it just so you know about that. I just want to do it, but when I make riffs, I visualize strangling somebody or like stabbing them through the chest, because that's what I feel. And that's when you make these riffs, like this angry thing, you know, you need to be in touch with, I mean, every human being has a dark side.
100%.
Whatever you say, every human being has a dark side, because the dark side is a way of nature. I mean, nature is not, you know, the balance. It's not just light, it's darkness as well. And you need to be in touch of the dark side to make the really, really evil stuff.
I've always
And I think we are really in touch of the dark side of your soul.
I've always said black metal. When people ask me, tell me what black metal is, and I say, because again, it's changed so much. Mayhem sounds nothing like Shining, and that sounds nothing different from like a Wardruna or something like that. I've always said though, it is the soundtrack to every morbid thought of humanity. I think it is the soundtrack to our thoughts that cannot be expressed through words.
Yeah. That's really well said, man. Really well said, bud.
Thank you. Now, in addition, Nordjevel consists, all of you guys have such impressive resumes in the realm of extreme music. Just to name a few bands, whether you guys were in the music or not, you got Nebular Mystic, you got A Horde of Hell, you got, some of you have been involved with Dark Funeral, Aeon, you got, some of you have toured with 1349 and Morbid Angel, you got Svartelder. I mean, just list goes on. Like,
Yeah.
Does the mindset of creativity or the mindset of expression change depending on what project you are playing with at that time in a way, and can that also open up new doors to creativity as well?
No, for my part, all the projects I've been involved with, no, it doesn't affect me at all. It's all about what comes from within, from what I'm feeling and what I'm expressing. I mean, no, I'm not very uh, uh, no, it's not about that for me. With all the bands I've been in, it has nothing to do with what I'm creating in any of the bands I'm in. It's all about what I'm feeling, and it's all about what my soul consists of.
Hmm.
It is. So no, I'm not getting infected or influenced by any bands I've been in. It's all about what I really feel when I pick up a guitar. It's like while I'm smashing out all the guitar. It's all about my feelings. You know, it's just coming from within. You know, and yeah, I mean, music is it's very interesting. It's a huge theme, you know, and it's very hard to explain. But it's all about what, as we were telling about when we're in studio. It's all about what do I do now? I'm fucking angry and I'm playing some shit, and that's what it's all about. If it makes sense.
And the final question I have, I want you both to answer this because I get a different answer every time. It's the most difficult. It's the most difficult question of the whole interview. How do you know when a song is done?
How do you know when a song is done?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a funny question. You want to answer that?
You can answer first.
Uh, okay. I think it's a feeling thing again. It's just like, okay, you start on a song and you build it, and you know, you're asking a very difficult question now. I don't know. It's like being a carpenter or like building a house, I guess. When the last wall is done, you know, you have created a space that consists of a feeling. I mean, you know, I mean, I'm having a hard time answering that because you just know when it's done. It's like, okay, we're building it, and you're having all these structures, and you just feel, okay, this is gonna be the end. Bang! You know, I can't answer it better than that. It's like, you know, it's just something you feel. It's like, okay, we're starting the song, and you just know it's gonna go there and there and there and there, and like, okay, that's gonna be the end of it. I mean, it's like, I don't know if there is existing any words for explaining how you feel when a song is done, but you really know it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
You answered that.
your question there is like really interesting because I kind of can't find words. You just know when it's done. It's like, okay, this is gonna be the end. This is where the song it builds up and have this feeling, and that's where it's gonna end, and that's gonna make you feel really great. I don't know. I mean, I can't even answer
Fair
it.
enough.
It's like it's the greatest question I ever had.
How about you? How do you say?
I'm a little bit different than he is because I'm actually the one who always says this song is done. Because
But why?
He's different than me. No, because when we have finished a song, I just get a feeling that okay, this is it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying too. You just get feeling like this is the end. This is marks the end of the street. That's where it's perfect to end the street before the rural area. But I can't understand why. It's just like, yeah, it just makes sense that here it's gonna end because that makes the feeling of the song being right. It just feels right.
Hey.
It's really hard to explain.
Hey, you know what? That's why I always love asking that question. It stumbles everybody.
Yeah, that's a funny question. I like it, but I really can't answer it properly.
No,
I'm just being out in the field and really can't answer it properly. But it's just something you know. It's just a feeling. It's just within you, you know. You just know that this is the greatest place to end it. You know, it's the greatest escape or whatever.
Definitely. Well, guys, I want to thank you so much for your time today and for such a great conversation that's truly
You too.
inspiring. Thank you so much, everybody. We are here with Nordjevel. Be sure to check out their brand new album, Gnavhòl, out now. Be sure to check that out. We will see you next time on Heavy New York.